Tina, good to chat with you again. We forget during the pandemic and the lockdown, and oh my goodness, we've got an election coming up on November 3rd. Right now, the polls, for whatever they're worth, not looking very good for President Trump. What is your expectation of what's going to happen in November?
Well, there's everything to play for now. And one of the remarkable things that I've been tracking, talking to Avonhurst investor clients, is how almost to a person, the expectation has been that President Trump will handily win a second term. But we've now gotten to the point, whether it's, the attendance at the Tulsa rally and the lockdown, that is very much in question. Trump is the underdog.
Wow. Yeah, the prediction markets, I think, have Biden at something like 58%. Of course, those things can change. So what does that mean then from a market's perspective, Tina? Let's say that, the polls, which were largely wrong in 2016, are right this time. Biden wins. What does that mean for the equity market?
Well, this is a favorite topic of investors, right? And in fact, the market impact of a change in government in the United States tends to be pretty short term and pretty limited, which doesn't stop investors from obsessing about it. We do get a rally if there's a Republican president. Historically, certain sectors will benefit depending upon the times. But I think there's one very important consideration right now, which is, whereas last year, equity investors were very concerned about the possibility of a Warren or a Sanders presidency, they're going to be a bit more relaxed about a Biden presidency. But I don't think markets have priced in the idea of a clean sweep of both chambers going to Democrats and the White House. And that's going to be kind of a chilling prospect, I think.
Well, that's so, yeah, we focus so much on the president because that's the CEO, if you will, right? But most of the political strategy notes that I read, and arguably it's not that many, but I try to stay out of politics, but the ones that I do read, Tina, yeah, good ones, like from you guys, are starting to, sort of whisper in italics on the printed page, if you will, that there is a chance, not a great one, but a chance that it becomes a clean sweep, that the Democrats retake the Senate as well. What is the market risk there, or maybe the market benefit there?
It really depends on the type of investors you're talking to. I mean, my client base is global. U.S. investors are more concerned about the equity market impact. International investors, believe it or not, have been asking me for the last several years, is America going to be a normal country again? And so the notion of U.S. leadership, the discussion of U.S. stance on global trade, even the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Germany, for example, these are factors that for an international investor audience really matter. And so in that sense, they're going to be more comfortable with a Biden presidency. The main applications for markets and U.S. Domestic investors, of course, is tax. And that, you can't escape the fact that is the number one issue in the forefront of investors' minds. But we also have...
we just had, Tina, we got to go. I want to jump in. We just had, Elon talking about the deficit. I'm going to say something that's going to make every viewer turn off their TV right now. By most measures, and nobody will agree with this, but it's accurate, that middle-class federal effective tax rates are near all-time lows. That's the reality. That's not me. It's Center for Budget and Policy Priorities. Once you factor in deductions, what you actually pay after you get your return and your refund back, middle-class taxes are on the federal level are near all-time lows. Do middle-class taxes have to go up?
I think under any scenario, given the extraordinary government response to the virus on the fiscal and the fact that U.S. taxpayers, you're right, they don't like to hear it, have paid such low taxes is also part of the reason why we have such a hollowed out government response. This goes back to the Reagan era. The scariest words in the English language are "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." Well, now with a crisis of these proportions, you need a government with capacity to respond, to carry out the testing and everything else. So I think probably taxes do need to rise. How that happens is a question for whoever's next in the White House.